Hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Voices.
Happy Thursday to everyone, or happy Friday if you're already on Friday. So let's find out what is our topic for today. So, Isabel.
Welcome back to Latin Voices. Today we have why learning never stops after school.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. Yes, that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hi, my name is Luz. I am Mexican, live in California for 37 years. I work in the health industry, and I'm owner a dealer car. And now I have digital business.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by profession. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm original from Cuba. I have my business online and I'm a mentor at the same time.
Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, now residing in the US. I am a wife, a mom, a grandma, and a former educational assistant, now a digital business owner and a mentor.
Hi everyone, my name is Monica. I am originally from Colombia, but I live in Canada. I am a mom of a teenager, an education assistant, and a proud owner of my digital business. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Our topic for today is why learning never stops after school.
Thank you, Monica. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So welcome back to another episode of the Latin Voices. So we're going to begin with a simple question. So when was the last time you learned something that changed the way you think? It may have come from a book, a podcast, a conversation, or an online course, or even from someone's life experience. One thing we have learned over the last year is this: school teaches how to learn, but life teaches why we should never stop learning. So, no matter our age, no matter our career, or where you are in your journey, there is always another lesson waiting to help us to grow. So today we would like to share 4 reasons why learning should continue long after we have left the classroom. So for that, we're going to be talking about the following points.
Oh, our points are learning keep us ready for change. Number 2, every new skill expand our opportunity. Number 3, some of the life created lessons aren't found in a classroom. And number 4, lifelong learning create a lifelong impact. So stay with us. This one is a good one.
Thank you, Jessie. So those are the points we're going to be talking today. So let's dive into our first point.
Yes, our first point is learning keep us ready for change. Have you ever noticed how quickly things change? What worked a few years ago may not work the same way today. Technology changes, the way we communicate changes, and even the way we work continues to change. Sometimes that can feel overwhelming, but I have learned that we don't have to be afraid of change when we are willing to keep learning. For me, learning has always been part of my journey. When I moved from Colombia to Canada, I had to adapt to a new country, a new language, a new culture, and a different work environment. I had to learn new things and be open to doing things differently. It wasn't always easy, but being willing to learn helped me move forward. Even today, While working full time and building my digital business, I continue learning. There are always new things to understand, new skills to develop, and new ideas to explore. And honestly, I don't think we ever reach a point where I can say I know everything I need to know. One thing I have noticed is that when we keep learning, changes doesn't feel as scary. Instead of saying I don't know what to do or how to do that, we can say I don't know how to do that yet, but I can learn. That small change in our thinking can make a big difference. Learning also creates opportunities. Sometimes one new skill, one new conversation, or one new idea can open a door we didn't even know existed. And learning doesn't always mean going back to school or taking a big course. It can be reading a book, listening to a podcast, learning from someone with more experience, or simply being curious and asking questions. I believe growth begins when we stay open to learning. We don't have to know exactly what tomorrow will bring. We just need to be willing to prepare ourselves for it. So, my question for today is, what is something new you have been waiting to learn? Maybe this is the right time to start. Remember, the people who keeps learning are often the people who adapt the best. Stay curious, keep learning, keep growing, because curiosity today can prepare you for the opportunities of tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica. So yeah, so Monica talked about learning keep us ready for change. And just like Monica mentioned, when we stay curious, when we develop those new skills, and when we embrace those continuous growth, that will help you to prepare to adapt confidently to tomorrow's opportunities. So that's why learning keep us ready for change. So let's keep learning. Okay, so let's move on to our second point.
Our second point, every new skill expands your opportunity, no? We always say, when we leave school, it's easier to think that our education, anything that has to be with learning, is finished. But the truth is the world keeps changing. And sometimes, the opportunity that we are looking for requires skills we don't know, we haven't learned yet. And that doesn't mean that that opportunity is not for us. The That just means that there is something new that we have to learn. One new skill can introduce us, to a new career, new business opportunity, new connections, or a new way of solving problems. So you never know which skills you will need to open the next door ahead. So many people think confidence come before acting, but often confidence grow because of an action. When you learn something new, you realize it. Oh my gosh, I didn't knew how to do that before, but now I do. Now I know how to do it. And you start believing that you can learn all the things too. You become less afraid of unfamiliar situation, and every new skill become evidence that you are capable of growth, so don't underestimate the power of learning something new, even if it's small. A small skill today can become a greater confidence tomorrow. So you also, one of the greatest benefit of the lifelong learning is that give you more choice, more choice on life. And the point of all of this is every skill adds something to your ability to create opportunity. You don't have to know everything, but you are willing to learn, to prepare yourself for when those opportunity appears, you are ready. I learned that school may give us the foundation, no, that we're looking for, but life continue to give us this big election. We don't stop needing to grow just because we receive, a certificate, a diploma, or we finish a course, or sometimes we think like because we reach a certain age, that's it. There's always something new to disclose, to discover, and sometimes the skill you decided to learn today can completely change what is possible for you tomorrow. So learning doesn't stop after school, because opportunity doesn't stop either, mi gente. So I will leave it like that. So remember, new skills, it will expand opportunities for new doors or new windows. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Jesse. So Jesse talk about every new skill expand your opportunities, just like Jesse mentioned. When you start learning, right, it will help you to continue learning. It will help you to continue build that confidence. It will help you to create that personal and professional growth, and it will also open doors to possibilities that you before you couldn't imagine that you could have. So that's why every new skill expands your opportunities. Now, Jesse also added to it, every new skill we learn creates a new opportunity. There you go. All right, so now let's move on to our next point.
Ready for everybody to make this happen. Um, I'm gonna talk about, some of life's greatest lessons are not found in a classroom. Experiences teach us wisdom. Life experience help us make better decisions and understand what truly matters. Conversation teaches perspective. Listening to others can open our mind to different ideas, experiences, and ways of seeing life. Challenges teach us resilience. Difficult moments can strengthen us and show us that we are capable of overcoming more than we imagine. Making making mistakes making us more humble. Humility. Mistakes are not failures. They are opportunities to learn, grow, and do better. Serving others teaches compassion. Helping others remind us to appreciate what we have and understand what others may be going through. Every season of life teaches something. Whatever we are experiencing, success, changes, losses, growth, or new beginnings, every chapter have a lesson and a reflection of life. Life becomes one of our greatest teachers when we choose to keep learning. Takeaway: don't learn only from books. Learn from people, challenge mistakes, conversations, and your own experiences. Every day give you an opportunity to become wiser, strong, and more compassionate. Your life is a classroom. Stay curious, stay humble, and never stop learning, and never give up. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Luz. So Luz talk about some of life's greatest lessons are found in a classroom. And just like Luz mentioned, um, we all go through experiences, through challenges and conversations, and by serving others, and that's where the wisdom and character are developed. So those are the life's greatest lessons that aren't found in the classroom. So you learn as you go through your life and your journey. All right, so now let's move on to our next point.
Okay, our next point for today is lifelong learning creates a lifelong impact. There was a time when I thought learning was something you did at school. And I think we all do at some point think that you're in school, you're learning, and once you graduate, you are all done. But life has taught me differently. After 20 years in the corporate world, I thought I had already learned so much, but when I decided to create a different chapter for my life, I had to become a student again. I had to learn technology, digital tools, communication, and skills that were completely out of my comfort zone. And at first, I wondered and I asked myself, can I really learn all of this? But every new lesson gave me a little more confidence. And then I realized something even more meaningful. I wasn't just learning for myself anymore. The more I learned, the more I could share with other women who were standing where I once stood, wondering if they're capable of starting something new. Today, when someone asks me a question and I can help because of something I once struggled to learn, I realize that the lesson became bigger than me. And that's the power of lifelong learning. What you learn today can become the knowledge you use to encourage someone tomorrow. And perhaps, even more importantly, our willingness to keep growing becomes part of the example we leave for our children and for future generations. So, just let me tell you, if you're thinking, maybe I'm too old to learn something new, or technology is not for me, I want you to remember my story. You don't have to know everything, and you only have to remain willing to learn, because the person you're becoming isn't only changing your own future, you may be preparing to impact someone else's future as well. So, what you learn today can become someone else's encouragement tomorrow. That's all for me. Thank you, Sandy. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Isabel. So today, Isabel talk about lifelong learning creates a lifelong impact. So, just like Isabel mentioned, when you continue to grow, you continue to strengthen your abilities to lead and serve and inspire others. That will leave a meaningful legacy for future generations. So that's why lifelong learning creates a lifelong impact. And Isabel also added, invest in yourself every day. Your growth doesn't end with you, it can become part of the legacy you leave behind. There you go. And with that, we conclude our points. And now we're going to move to our key takeaway for our topic today.
Today's conversation reminds us that education doesn't end with graduation. It continues every time we remain curious, every time we ask questions, every time we choose to learn something new. The future belongs to those who never stop growing. So keep reading, keep listening, keep asking, and keep learning, because every lesson you learn today is preparing you for opportunities you haven't even imagined yet.
Thank you, Isabel. So that's our key takeaway for our topic today. Now let's find out what is our message for the audience.
This week, commit to learning one new title. Read one thing. Read one chapter, listen to one education podcast, watch one training, or ask someone to share something they are learned. Small moments and learning can create lifelong transformation.
Thank you, Luz. Yes, that's our message for the audience. And we have arrived to the end of our life. So today we talk about why learning never stops after school. So remember, learning doesn't end with when school does. It becomes a lifelong journey that prepares you for change, to expand your opportunities, and also to strengthen your ability to be able to serve others. And at the end, you are able to leave that lasting impact on everyone whose life you touch along the way. So, with that, we conclude our topic for today. And let's find out what is our topic for next Thursday.
All right, so next Thursday on Latin Voices, we will see you here. We will be talking about creating opportunities without waiting for permission. So we wait for you next Thursday.
Thank you, Jesse. So, yes, that's our topic for next Thursday. So, will be a conversation about taking initiative, recognizing opportunities around us, and understanding that many of life's greatest opportunities begin when we choose to create them instead of waiting for someone else's to do it. And with that, we conclude our live for today. So, we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We also want to say thank you to Andrew Quashera, who gave us a like today. And thank you for watching, Andrew.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
Mhm.
So we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So thank you again for being here with us today, and we'll see you again in our next episode of the
Latin
Latin
voices.
Voices.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone. God bless you all.